Step back to October 2020 and I came across this Bully Performance Slayer MD 3000 watt amp. At the time on Amazon it was $180 with 7% off, so extremely good performance deal. And I did the test on it. It actually performed really well. Then they got really popular and they sold out in less than 2 hours. So these have been in and out of stock for a while. Right now on Amazon, 220 bucks, so it's gone up about $40. Well, recently Bully also introduced a 5K version, the Bully Slayer 5K, for $4.99 on the website. Amazon displays it as $4.19. So again, prices are subject to change, but Bully sent me one of these and said try it out and give us an honest review. So here we go. Before we unbox it, let's just take a look at the box itself. And it's pretty nice. I mean, it's got a colorful logo. It's got some specs here on this end. But you know, most people are going to be buying these off the internet and not going to really see the box. It's not like something you have to have in your storefront. But I think the company that sells these actually does have a storefront in Texas, so that could be important to them. Got a really big Bully Performance sticker here for your car. I have the owner's manual. A nice Cat 5 style Cat 5 style base remote cable. Looks like it's plenty long. Now they have upgraded the bass knob, and they told me that they did, and this one looks nice. Let's see if I can get it out. Okay, so it is plastic.
It breaks and you can't fix it because it's a little cheap plastic.
Has voltage. I'm not sure. It looks like it has power protect and a clip light, so it has all the stuff that we typically want on a bass knob. The potentiometer feels really nice. It's big and easy to turn. I like that. And there's a connection there for the RJ45 style cable. So yeah, so far I really like the new bass knob. Of course it comes with the mounting screws that you need to mount the amplifier. Let's put that all aside and pull out the amp. Nicely packed here with the support in the center. It may be difficult to tell on video, but the color is really a silver. It's like a light silver color. It kind of looks white in most of the pictures, but maybe you can see it here. I think the lighting looks just about right, so you can see the silver. BP Slayer 5K, Slayer MD, RMS, 5,000 watts. Well, you know, we're going to find that out. Let's check out the inputs and all the goodies. On the one end, you see the line input, bass boost, high pass filter. That's your subsonic, if you will. Low pass filter for cutting out the high frequencies. You can do full range, you can do low pass plus high pass, or just high pass only. There's your gain. Looks like all the controls are plastic. The potentiometers, based on the price of this amp, it doesn't surprise me. There's a remote connection for the bass knob. Has a single output. Looks like 8 gauge probably fits in there pretty easily for your speakers. And there is a power protect LED right there beside the remote. And on the opposite end, we have a couple of fans. We'll find out if those run all the time or just when the amp heats up. 1.0 inputs for power and ground, remote terminal connection in the middle. Those are separated enough so it looks like we can use our dual inputs. That's nice. Again, another fan. Overall, nice looking amp. Reminds me a lot of the 3K model, just a little bigger. I almost forgot to note, check out the RCA inputs. Those are Tiffany style, so good job with that. Those are the better style. They also call panel connectors for RCAs. It just gives you a better plug-in and it gives you more stability than the other type, which just are mounted directly to the circuit board. So we like these style connectors better. As far as dimensions go, for the length, 17.3 inches. 9 inches on the width and 2.7 inches on the height, millimeter equivalents there as well. I've talked about this before in previous videos, but I don't ever like to assume that people have watched all of my videos, although I wish they have. But when we have an amp in, like we get this, for the bass boost, we always turn it down to the very minimum. And this has a high pass and a low pass filter, but if you can see right here, it has a switch to go full, which means it bypasses either one of the crossovers. That's what the setting that we're going to use for the amp when we test it. And as far as the gain goes, I always match it to the head unit and the dyno. But what I do to start with is I set it about middle way because that's usually pretty close. And then I do the 7 dB overlap using the test track on the amp dyno. So now let's get it plugged up and let's first check out that bass knob. Now we have it all connected. Let's turn on the remote. There's our voltage. It's a little bit high because we are using our LTO cells here, but I figured that we could probably use it with this amp since it's 5K. The fans are on and they're pretty loud, but let's go ahead and try it on the dyno. Now let's fire up the good old SMD, Demore Engineering Amplifier dyno, to do our RMS power output testing of this amplifier. Before we do that, make sure you check the video description for links to Wilson Audio merch. Smash me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this content. More like it coming all the time. Now let's talk about the dyno tests. There's 3 different tests: certified, uncertified, and dynamic. Certified test takes us up to 1% THD, uncertified takes us up to the clipping point, and dynamic is a dynamic tone mimicking IHF 202 standard. First up, we'll try the amp at 4 ohms where it's rated 2200 watts. It doesn't say 14.4, but that's what we're going to assume. And as you can see easily, we got 2728 at 14.83. Voltage may be a little high on some of these tests due to the lithium cells that I'm using, but some of them you'll see it's around 14, so it's not a big deal. Uncertified, right about the same, 2715 at 14.81, well above the rated power, so you're getting the rated power with no problem. Dynamic power, now this is something interesting. So the amp went into protect, and not really sure what's up. It could be a voltage thing. Maybe the lithium is bouncing back and giving it too high of a voltage. But you can see the protect light there and also on the amp. And I'll show that it actually happens at all the different ohm loads that I test, and you'll see that coming up. 80% efficient at 4 ohms. That's decent. I'd like to see it a little higher. This is a full bridge amp. At 2 ohms, the amp is rated 3300 watts. Let's see how it does certified. 1% THD. Almost 100, well, actually it is 1,000 watts over, 4327 at 14.5 volts. So you don't have to worry about this amp not doing its rated power, but again, you have to be concerned that you have enough to feed the amp. It's not going to do this much power unless you have the capability of electrical to feed it. So let's try this dynamic test again, and you will see the amp goes into protect. It got a couple little bursts in there, 5126 for the wattage, but again, we'll show the amp and the clip light here that's on. It didn't damage the amp in any way, but I noticed it said 15.4 for voltage here, so it was something, either it was the voltage or something else, but anyway, I'm gonna let Bully reply and see if they've seen that before. Efficiency 74.3% at 2 ohms. Now the 1 ohm test is rated 5K. So let's see, the voltage is going to drop a little bit more here during the certified test. You'll see it'll get right around 14 volts. And check that out, 5,817 watts at 14.05. Again, look at that current pool, 640 amps. So you're not going to be able to do this with your Honda Civic with the stock, alternator and no upgrade electrical. You've got to upgrade your electrical to run an amp like this. 5787 at 14 volts. For the uncertified test, and then once again the dynamic test, we'll run it, and 8,513 watts, which is crazy, but once again we'll show the amp is actually in protect, and I'll let Bully reply in the comment section, if they know what's going on here, but I'm going to show later with it with speakers, and we'll see if there's any problem there. 75.5% efficient at 1 ohm, which is actually pretty good. So results, I would say, once again, impressive for the money, $420 currently. You can pause this if you want to see all the different tests, including the 8 ohm test. And this is a full range amp. I don't usually recommend running it with mids and highs, but you can. So now let's find out, does it slam, man? All right, here's the bass knob. You may be able to hear the amp in the background too because it's so loud. So when you turn it up, notice the volume shows here. Yes, it was bumping quite well. Now let's check out what's inside this Bully Performance Slayer MD 5K. There are 6 screws on the bottom. Use our portal cable here to take out those screws and then pry off the bottom. And here you can see the internals. See some chokes there. See the filter caps for input as well as the reserve caps. For input filtering, 25 volt, 4700 microfarad. There's 6 of those. Rail caps are 2200 microfarad, 180 volt. There's 4 of those. You can see some of the additional components here, including the input adjustments there, the daughter board. This does have the 2 12-volt fans, which do run continuously, but they actually do a pretty good job of keeping the amp cool. I did this thermal image here using the FLIR after I had not only done the dyno test, but run it with the speakers, and I ran it really hard, and I didn't see any problem with the amp getting too hot. The fans, even though they're loud, they did keep the temperatures good. So the good stuff, I just said, the amp barely got warmed in extended testing, rated power plus, Tiffany style RCAs. It is full range possible. I did not try it that method, so I don't know if I'd recommend it. It pushes subs with ease. I love the remote bass knob. Had a really nice potentiometer and it was really easy to see. And the amp is inexpensive. The things that could be better, of course, the loud fans. Single 1.0 inputs. I would like to see dual 1.0s on a 5K. Plastic bass knob, I'm not even going to mention that because that's not really that much of a concern anymore. The amps are not linkable from what I can see. It did protect at 4, 2, and 1 ohm. And don't forget the electrical required for this amp. Now it is important to say that I did not have any problems with the amp going to protect using subwoofers. And I did have a 1 ohm load on the amplifier, so not sure if it's just a fluke with the dyno test and the way that the reserve power bumped back up so quickly using the lithium bank. But I will ask Bully and find out what's going on with that. And yeah, so there you have the video, the Bully Performance Slayer 5K. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you stick around to the end for additional things. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here. I want to give an accurate turn-on sound representation to this Slayer 5K. So here we go. Let me turn it on. You see we have about 4 or 5 seconds before the LED comes on. The voltage here is reading a little high. My battery bank right now is about 15.2.